Welcome, Guardians. It's October 11th, 2015, and you're listening to Ghost Stories, a Destiny podcast. This is actually going to be episode 2 of Ghost Whispers, which is our short-form podcast covering current Destiny topics. With the Iron Banner returning this week, we thought we'd jump in, talk a little bit about the lore behind the Iron Banner, everybody's favorite Lord Saladin, and a little bit of history here with the Iron Lords, and maybe some mysteries that are coming with the banner. I'm dropslash. I'll be the Fireteam leader this week, and with me I have Handsome Dragon.
How's it going?
Gabble Ratchet.
Hey guys.
And X-Ray 441.
Hello.
All right, so we know what the Iron Banner is as players. Who wants to give a fun rundown of that?
Just destroying people in Crucible. You know, you get your gear matters, your weapons matter. You can go in there and you can really put the hurting on people.
So before we jump into this, we probably need to give Handsome Dragon a proper introduction. I think this is his first time on the podcast. So isn't that right?
That's correct.
Yeah. So we need to run him through the ringer and ask him the usual questions. So we need to know your gamer tag, your class that you prefer, and what's your favorite piece of lore?
Sure. I am Handsome Dragon. That is my gamer tag on Xbox One. There's actually some history beyond on that name, but I can go into that one another time. But we'll keep this short for now since it's a whisper. But my favorite class is a Warlock. That was actually not my first class. To be a team player, I started as a Titan. So it was my first class. My brother was the Hunter. One of my good friends was the Warlock, and they're like, we need to fill out the whole team. We need one of each. And so I drew the short straw and I picked up the Titan, which I love the Titan. But the Warlock's always been my when I played the beta, I was the Warlock, and I loved it. So much fun to just drop the Nova Bomb on everybody, and it's good times. But I have one of each character. Love them all for their own individual reasons, but the lore behind the Warlocks for me it's pretty exciting. So,
how are you liking Stormcaller so far?
It's pretty good. You get to kind of mix Star Wars with Destiny, so there's what's better than that. So,
I'm so scared of what Stormcallers are going to bring to the Iron Banner.
Yeah, it's gonna be nasty. It's gonna be a lot of, although with the Sunbreaker Titans, it's gonna be a mess this week. It's gonna be, stay off Bungie.net forums. It's gonna be a
yeah.
So what about your favorite piece of lore?
I would have to say the Book of Sorrows. That was really what got me. I mean, I've always been intrigued with the lore, but never really took the time to actually read a lot of the Grimoire cards. Like, I'd pick up one or two here or there. But that one was actually, like, my brother emailed it to me, and he's like, you have to read this. Like, he's like, oh my gosh. And so, like, I started reading it, and I think that was probably the first time most of the guys in this on this podcast or on Ghost Stories actually heard me talking in the lore channel we have on Slack. And I was just like, oh my gosh, this. It was just so exciting for me. So it really got me pumped up and about the lore, kind of seeing the origins of the Hive. And so it was pretty cool.
Awesome. All right, so let's so now that we sort of know what Iron Banner is, it's like a Crucible with all our restrictions removed. But it actually is tied pretty deep in the lore of the game, and everything goes back to these original 9 Iron Lords who came about during the Battle of Six Fronts, which was one of the first major battles of the city, where the Guardians had to defend the 6 entries to the city. It's where the First Order of Titans was formed, and it was the first time the Guardians really were working together all as one giant team to defend the city. And from that chaos, we get the 9 Iron Lords rise. There's some mythology behind that, and I think we know them all from the weapons that we are gifted in the Iron Banner itself.
Mm-hmm. You got Felwinter's Lad, the best sniper in the game.
Exactly. I'll point out right now, Felwinter, dirty Warlock, probably the original blink shotgunner.
Yeah, I got in an argument with my brother about that because he didn't believe me that Warlocks were, like, Hunters kind of learned the blink from the Warlocks. And he's like, no. I'm like, Trust me, buddy. I read it. Yeah, you didn't believe me.
So then we also have Silamar, who we know is a defender titan. We know him from Similar's Wrath, the auto rifle. We have Jolder, who is also a titan. I have still not dismantled my Jolder's hammer. I never will.
Nope.
We have Perun, who we know is a blade dancer hunter, who mysteriously used fusion rifles for some... maybe they were better back then, I don't know.
Not the smartest one.
We have Skorri, who's really interesting. She was a warlock, and one of the things that we learned in the Taken King sort of lore with some of the new items is there's an artifact for warlocks called Skorri's Dirge. And as we know, a dirge is a song for the dead, as we unfortunately learned from dealing with the Hive. That says she's currently apart from the banner, but she sings songs of her lost companions. So whether that means that some of the Iron Lords are missing or not. We have Aphrodite, Hunter. My favorite part of this is that there's a Hunter artifact called Aphrodite's Eye. That says every time she pulled the trigger, an enemy of the city died, and it's probably because she had a dirty, dirty last round sniper.
That's awesome.
There's Teemer, who we know nothing about, for the most part, other than he liked hand cannons.
His gun sucks.
We have Radagast, who is a Titan. Interesting that he, of all the artifacts or things you can get, he's the only one with an emblem, which is called the Scar of Radagast.
Nice.
Then we have Gelion, who I have still not dismantled his scout rifle. I love it. Mine has Firefly. It's one of my favorite weapons that I can't use anymore. And then we have the 10th. This guy Seagoth. He has no weapon. We've never heard of him before. But there is a warlock artifact called Seagoth's Head, which is kind of morbid.
Just a little bit.
And it's funny, the helmet of the artifact is actually it's Lord Saladin's helmet. But it says, the flavor text in that item is, "We thought we formed the banner to fight the darkness, not ourselves. It doesn't bode well," is all I'm saying. And that's from Gelion. So it seems like Seagoth may have been a 10th Iron Lord who accidentally died in the Iron Banner. That's and now warlocks carry his head around. So yeah, those are our 9 Iron Lords. These dudes who rose to amazing friendship and power and helped save the city during the Battle of Six Fronts.
So one question I had about the Iron Lords and kind of the timeline is because the battle on the moon, that comes kind of around the same time after this battle, correct?
Yeah, that comes after this. Yep.
So, do we know why the Iron Lords weren't a part of the battle on the moon, or at least not mentioned there? I mean, with that being such a grand assault from the Vanguard, you'd think, these Iron Lords who basically defended the city from the darkness on their own would be going to the moon to try to take down this Hive invasion. That
is an awesome question. So the Battle of Six Fronts comes before the Battle of Twilight Gap, where Saladin, Shax, and Zavala got famous, and then the battle at Mare Ibrium against Crota on the moon comes after Twilight Gap. But yeah, after Six Fronts, we don't hear anything from the Iron Lords, which is strange given the power and mythology they have behind them.
Mm-hmm.
So, and that I guess that sort of introduces us to Lord Saladin, who I think we all know, or Lord Saladin, yes. Wonderfully referred to as
Lord Saladface.
Yeah, and we don't at the moment. It seems like we don't know if he's an Iron Lord or not. We don't know that he is. We know that he used to be the Vanguard commander, or he was during the Twilight Gap. And he is the mentor of Shax and Zavala, which is sort of like a little trifecta of Titan brohood going on there. But we also know that during Twilight Gap, as the Fallen were sort of retreating, Saladin said, "Don't pursue them," and Shax said, "It's kind of screw you. Let's press the advantage while we have it." He chased them down and won. And they had a sort of a big falling out. So Saladin's still on good terms with Zavala, but he and Shax are not good friends.
Do we think that's the only reason that that they had the falling out, was that he kind of disobeyed him or didn't listen?
I'm not
Maybe
sure.
A little bit of jealousy.
Well, I mean, there could be. There's a line, I think, when you win a Crucible match, or if you lose a Crucible match, where Shaxx takes a stab at Saladin, which is pretty funny.
It's awesome. So with him being mentioned he was the leader of the Titan Vanguard during the Battle of Six Fronts, and then during the Battle of Twilight Gap.
Yep.
Did he step down? Was he replaced? Does it mention that anywhere? Or?
It doesn't. We don't really know why Zavala took over at that point and Saladin backed off.
Okay.
So,
cool.
But we know that he's allowed back in the tower, I guess. So
right, they're on good enough terms.
Yeah. So, and I guess, and we also don't know whether or not Shaxx formed the Crucible to kind of spite Saladin, or if, Shaxx forms the Crucible and then Saladin's like, oh, well, if Shaxx is going to do this, maybe I can do something better.
This is where the real warriors come. Screw that Crucible nonsense. Come to the Iron Banner.
So, but then we don't know how Saladin gets involved with the Iron Lords, whether they sought him out or he hunted them down. We don't even know if they're still alive at this point.
True.
So, I mean, that's an interesting... And again, we got a little bit more lore revealed to us. We'll know more after the Iron Banner this week to see if any new sort of mysteries arise. I'm sure people are dying to have Saladin narrate or commentate on the matches. It's kind of... In-game, it's sort of strange that Shaxx is the commentator for Iron Banner. You think it'd be Saladin, but...
Yeah, that's true. I wonder if they'll fix that anytime soon. Or...
But one of those cool mysteries, we got these new... As they sort of flesh out the lore here, some inconsistencies are popping up. And we know in some of the new gear that they've mentioned... these folks called the Iron Wolves, and it could be synonymous with Iron Lords. We're not sure. They could be a totally different group of people. We know the weapons are different coming up this time around. So we'll save that one and get back.
So we're looking forward to it.
But yeah, and I mean some of it also. I'd love to see some of those old weapons get a revisit. They all right now, sort of all the gear and armor just says like a blank forged by the Lords beneath the Iron Banner, but there's
no info.
There's got to be more history to Efredeet's spear than just a precision weapon forged by the Lords beneath the Iron Banner. Like, she seems like she was a pretty masterful sniper, and I'd love to learn more about her.
Absolutely.
I know we talked about Jolder and Galleon. So what was the I don't know if you said this or not, but I might have missed it. What was the comment, or don't they share a description on their items or something like that? One of them says you're an army, a force unto itself, and doesn't that was on the mantle of Galleon and I think Jolder's Iron Sash. Doesn't it say the same thing?
Yep. So it's interesting that some of that crosses over. There's another one too that is a comment by Radagast and then a comment by someone else as well that is, stand in the fire until there's nothing left to burn away. Oh, I believe that's Efredeet and Radagast.
So do we think that was just kind of very thin thin writing on Bungie's part, or do we think that there's something to do with that? I mean, I don't know that. I mean, it almost seems like it's just we need some fillers almost, and so I don't know if we can make too many assumptions about whether or not that somehow it crosses over between the two characters or not, or if it's just kind of we need to throw something in there that's a pretty tough saying. Let's use it a couple times.
I mean, I'd love to imagine that the Iron Lords, during like the Battle of Six Fronts, that maybe they broke off into like teams of two and became really good friends. So they decided to like share a saying, or they're out. So we have Radagast, who's a Titan who we know wielded this thing called Radagast's Blade, and he was sort of like the holder of the banner. As long as his sword was unbroken, the banner would always be strong. So you have like Radagast, a Titan, with Radagast's Fury, this ridiculous weapon, and then you have Ephrodite, the hunter, with her amazing sniper rifle. I'd love to imagine the two of them are out there like stalking around, helping defend the city. And the same with Galeon and Jolder. So again, you have a Titan and a hunter together. There's a good chance the two of them, maybe they just became really good friends and we're out there just sort of like mopping the floor with the fallen.
Yeah, nobody likes a warlock, so Skorri can be out there by themselves.
We don't need backup. We're good,
right?
Is that how you describe it? I get it.
Yeah, I imagine like the six fronts, like these giant six entries into this army of fallen comes rushing the gate, and there's just Felwinter standing there with his shotgun.
Right.
Kills them all from 10 miles away.
So that, it's funny how even when I was researching this and looking into it, I even have like this tinge of, it's not just sort of like, there's a nefariousness to Felwinter, just because of the way his weapon is used in the game.
Just because of, that shotgun. And lots of good times and lots of bad times with that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
So that's really sort of like the short story about who the Iron Lords are and where they came from, and what that means to the Iron Banner as we all go into it in this coming week to just mercilessly slaughter each other over and over again.
Yeah. Let's bring it on. All you Titans and Hunters.
I'll be there.
Yeah,
I'd like to stay away from the Titans at this point.
Oh, I know. It's going to be rough.
I wouldn't. I want them all right next to me on my team.
Well,
there you go. Instead of a bubble party this time around, it's going to be hammer parties.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, Destiny Tracker did announce today 100 million super kills by Sunbreakers already.
Wow.
So, it's not OP, though.
No, not at all.
Just got to run away. It only lasts for 5 seconds. So.
Well, it's even more frustrating to be like, did you just get killed by a hammer? Congratulations, you just restored that Sunbreaker's health to full.
Right.
That's awful.
Yeah, I think
I said it in episode 1. I said it. When you're running a hunter, you don't get many perks that restore your energy or your life, and now with that and the warlocks have always kind of had it. You go up. I need my health. I'll just go punch something. It kills me.
Hey, Hunter's got the same perk. They got Hungering Blade. Yeah,
True.
It's all a level playing field, unless you're a Sunbreaker.
Yeah.
I think by Hungering Blade, I think you mispronounced Red Death.
That's it. That's the one I was looking for. I think that one is actually gonna. You're gonna see that and Bad Juju a lot this week in Iron Banner.
Yeah.
And even Trials during the weekend. So.
Yeah, and Suros.
Oh yeah, Trials.
Suros is back.
So. Yes, it is. Sorry, I got my. I'm gonna butcher the name, but my Talok.
I don't know.
Talok, whatever that is. My Warlock exotic exclusive. I'm down with that all week long. So.
Playlock and Felwinter's Lie. I'm staying away from warlocks. All right, well, I think that'll do it for us. Thanks, guys, for jumping on this short form, this Ghost Whisper, episode 2, talking about the Iron Banner. So we'll wrap this up, and then we have some more recording to do, but look forward to after Iron Banner. We'll revisit this lore a little bit. We'll talk about the Iron Wolves and what they could mean to the whole story here.
If you want to get in touch with us, you can find us on Twitter at dghoststories, or you can email us at destinyghoststories@gmail.com. We're on iTunes and Podbean. So leave us some feedback too, if you don't mind. We really want that feedback. I wanna know what we're doing right or wrong, or what you think of what we're doing so far. So wanna hear from you. And if you have any questions that you'd like us to answer during the podcast, that's the best way to get them to us is Twitter or our email. So let us know.
And if you want to play Iron Banner, hit us up.
Yeah, look us up.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, thank you so much, guys, and we'll see you next episode.
Yep. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
See you later.